Hello and welcome to Poker News. The UK should really count their blessings as far as online gambling is concerned, as our close neighbours France are set to follow in the USA's footsteps. The French authorities are considering adding new regulations to the existing online gambling system. This new anti-gambling law was introduced by France's Minister of the Interior, Nicolas Sarkozy, and contains two amendments that concern internet gambling particularly. The first one brings in a new measure against financial organisations supporting online gambling. This rings a bell. Aimed at freezing the asset flow, it will force banks to install certain tools, preventing them from transferring to particular websites and even particular gamblers themselves. The other amendment will restrict internet providers such as AOL, who would be obliged to warn all French visitors who enter the site to play online poker that what they're trying to open is identified as reprehensible by the Minister of the Interior. Gamblers ignoring the message will be risking a fine of up to €75,000 or worse imprisonment. So far, the announcement of the upcoming law has caused a massive protest involving thousands of people taking to the streets. Some see these changes as the government's attempts to gain control over the internet itself. Whether this is true or not, it will be the online gamblers who will be taking the first hit. Counter-terrorist expert and former FBI agent of 25 years, Joe Navarro, recently hosted a discussion on poker tells at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. His 25 years of working for the government has provided him with the skills to translate primitive emotions, which enable him to know whether people are being truthful. Navarro got introduced to poker a few years ago after he retired from the FBI. He now teaches his skills to budding poker players. Attendees of his lecture included Bobby Huff, Mark Seith, and World Series ladies champion Mary Jones. His teaching and understanding is based around the limbic part of the brain, which is connected to our immediate reactions to the outside world, for example, our fight or flight response at a sign of danger. These reactions are therefore our most natural and unlearned, and being able to read them in others provides information of a person's emotional status as well as their behavioral patterns. Or in reference to poker, whether a player really has got the nuts. Navarro has also got a book on poker which is co-written by Phil Hellmuth called Read 'em and Reap, a career FBI agent's guide to decoding poker tells. Hellmuth now sits with his hands folded under his chin and his hat pulled down to avoid giving out tells whilst playing poker after some of Navarro's teaching. How well do you guard your hole cards? Furthermore, would you tell a fellow player around the table if you accidentally saw their cards, or would you use the information to your own advantage?
In my home game, then yeah, I would definitely speak up, and if I've got any kind of unfair advantage, no question.
I would act none the wiser.
Speak up.
I'd act none the wiser.
Probably have a quiet word.
I would act none the wiser because in poker, every player has to protect his own hand. If he inadvertently shows his hand to someone else, it's to their advantage, basically.
I would usually speak up. I might play the hand first and then tell him afterwards.
The Goskers 2006 is taking place at the Gutshot Club on Wednesday the 13th of December, and it's a £75 freeze-out. Only 200 places are available, so you may need to be quick to avoid disappointment. The event will be handing out various Goskers for the first person out and for the person who gets the worst beat on the night. There's also an award for the best dressed. A buffet is available at the bar during the break, then play will resume for the remainder of the tournament to find out who triumphs as the Goskers 2006 champion. And finally, the Ultimate Poker Challenge has announced a new event to feature in its tournament schedule for 2007. In cooperation with Woman Poker Player magazine, the UPT is holding the first Women's Ultimate Poker Challenge, which will start on the 9th of February. The final table takes place on the 10th. This is already the third UPT season, and the event proves to be very popular, attracting both amateurs and professional players. It boasts affordable buy-ins and a nice location at Binion's Casino in Las Vegas. So if there are any talented female poker players watching, maybe you should think about pitting your skills in an all-female tournament. That's all from me. I'll see you next time.